Hey guys, long time no see, at least for me, not for you. I've had consistent uploads and I've been on your feed, but I've actually been on vacation. Those are pre recorded. I went to Scotland, which was super fun and exciting. I have been wanting to go for years, and so to finally have it happen was thrilling, honestly. But I was gone for about 2 weeks, and if there's one thing I am not, is prepared. And so I kind of left everything in a bit of a state of disarray. So there's a lot I need to catch up on, kind of in every aspect of life. For me, how I kind of phrase that is work, housekeeping, self-keeping, and social. And yeah, it's actually currently like 5 p.m., I think. Yeah, it's 5 p.m. right now on Monday. I meant to start this earlier, but I had some phone calls this morning and then I just got swept up by my emails. I had so many emails, as you know, everyone does, but just 2 weeks of emails just piled up. So I'm hoping to get some other stuff done today. We will see. But yeah, if you like any type of but yeah, I personally really like watching sort of lifestyle vlogs. I find them to be quite motivating. So I decided why not try my hand at it. A little bit off topic, but I have this bracelet. It's an Italian charm bracelet. You might recognize it from like the early 2000s. But it is kind of a traveling themed bracelet. And so these are the ones I just got in Scotland. I have Nessie, so the Loch Ness Monster, because I did go on Loch Ness, the flag, and the lion. I wasn't sure about it, but apparently it's on the Scottish coat of arms. So if I'm wrong, I don't know if you should tell me, honestly. But anyway, I actually have a couple. This is for a trip to Canada. This was Ireland. And then when I got this bracelet was when I went to Italy. You can kind of see some of the charms there. I would actually really like to get a Highland cow because I did go to a Highland cow farm where you would feed them and such, but they didn't have it when I went there, so I'll just have to order one. So with any luck, this will actually be my last video that I'm editing on Final Cut. Nothing wrong with Final Cut. My laptop is just 5 years old now, and I actually ended up getting a Windows computer. And this is a Mac, and obviously Apple makes Final Cut, and so I can't have it on my Windows computer. Actually, this week I'm going to try editing for the first time on my new laptop, probably just some shorts. I don't want to take on like a huge project on a new software. Good morning, it's Tuesday, and the first thing I do every day is figure out what I'm doing. I think about what I didn't complete yesterday, does it need to get moved to today, kind of reorganize my schedule. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. And also I have the headband on because I put sunscreen on, and I don't want it to stick, it's still drying, so. this is an HP, and I'm having the weirdest thing right now. The screen won't turn on, and now it sounds like a jet engine. So if that's really loud, I'm sorry. And the keys are just kind of fading in and out. I held down the power button to have it power off, and then I powered it back on, but it's still doing this, so I don't know what's going on. If you are a Windows user, or specifically an HP user, can you let me know what's going on? Do I need to reach out to customer support about it, or is this expected? That was so tiring. I find just leaving the house to be so draining, and I had a lot of errands, so I just kind of stuck them all together to try to just power through it. The first thing I did was actually send an art order that I got. Then after that, I actually dropped my film off to get developed at a camera shop nearby, and I gave them 4 rolls, but I actually have another roll that is from my recent trip. But the thing is that I haven't finished it yet, so I want to finish it before I get the photos developed. I need to find some reason to use up the film. But anyway, that should be developed and scanned in by next Tuesday, so a week from now. Not too bad. But I really want to do my scrapbooking, to not fall further behind, but also I want to get in all the little details from my trip just before I forget them. So right now I'm just kind of penciling it in and creating little pockets for photos, but the thing is that I don't know how many photos I want to have in there because I don't know what I took because it's a film camera. So I don't know, we'll see. After that, I had gone to the UPS store to send some returns. Both were clothing. One was from a clothing brand, the other one was the Steelers, the football team, because I'm going to one of their games, and I didn't really like one of the styles as much as I thought I would, so I was returning it. But I've never had a situation where in order to return it, you had to just fully pay shipping yourself. I guess usually I'm used to shipping either being included or, yeah, you pay a little bit, but not more than $5 or $10, and that's taken out of how much money you get back. In this case, it was just take the package over, you pay for it, you put the address in. There actually wasn't a way to tell them online that I was returning something. It was just a form in, the package, which is fine. And I know that realistically those other companies are just integrating that cost of how many items they think are being returned into their pricing. But I think because I am used to it and I'm not seeing it as I return it, it's not as jarring. I am not used to sending packages, so I don't really have a good gauge on how expensive it usually is. But it was easy, and I don't need to think about it anymore, and that's what matters. And actually, in the same parking lot, I went to the gym. That's where my gym is. And right now, my goal is to go to the gym or exercise in some way every day this week. And I do mean weekdays. Before anyone starts saying weekends, no. My weekends are sacred. Nothing gets scheduled on the weekends if I can help it. Right now, what's going to be happening is I'm giving myself a little treat for doing my errands, which is working on my Italian. I'm trying to learn Italian. I've been trying to learn Italian for years now, and I am terrible at it. It's so hard, but it's also very gratifying when I do figure it out. So don't ask me to say anything because I am very, very, very beginner. And I actually did my Duolingo earlier when I was waiting in line. And I know Duolingo is pretty computer generated, but my friends are on it, and so I will get guilt tripped if I lose our friend streak on there. So even though I know it's not the best, it's better than nothing. I think it's helping more than hindering. And I do take Italian classes, so it's not like it's my only information source for Italian. I'm not getting all of my sources from a bird, so we're good. But so I need to work on my Italian. I usually set a 30-minute timer so I don't go over because I will just kind of get engrossed. This was 30 minutes, but I've been sitting here talking, so it's been whittling away. And I do also have potatoes in the oven for dinner, so I am going to stop yapping so I can actually work on Italian at least a little bit today. Wednesday afternoon. I didn't film at all this morning for a couple of reasons. Mainly because my mornings are all the same, and so I didn't think it would be interesting to watch it all, but if you would be interested, let me know, and I can do that in the future. But I made lunch, then after that I had to do a self-tape. So if you don't know what a self-tape is, basically it's like a preliminary audition where the casting director sends out the script, and then on your own time you film it, and if you have other lines in the script, you find a reader, you edit it, and submit it back to the casting director. And yeah, that's basically what a self-tape is. But because what I was filming was for a commercial, the turnaround was very short. So it was like a day, I think, about 24 hours, because I got it last night and it's due today at 5. Currently it's like 4:10, so yeah, it's about 24 hours, I think. Obviously I can't tell you who the commercial was for. It was for a very big brand. And other than that, I've actually spent some time memorizing a script, not related to the audition, but rather I have a friend who's applying to grad school, and I'm helping out by acting in her application short, and so I had to memorize a script. So I just memorized the first short script. In addition to the video being due at 5, and luckily it's already submitted, I have to leave at 5 because I have an in-person class. I'm taking an Italian class, I think I've mentioned this, and it's about an hour drive, but the commute can be a little bit iffy. It can go a little over an hour, it can go under. So I should really leave earlier, and I probably won't be back until like earliest 9:45, probably 10. It really just depends on how long I chit chat for, because I can be a bit of a chatterbox, as you can probably tell. But anyway, in this like sliver of time, I'm gonna do my best to finish editing my video for this week and also make dinner, because I need to do that before I leave. But the video that I'm doing is actually me finishing up my first sweater. I recorded the whole process from start to finish, and I got really impatient and I just made the sleeve short, wanted to finish it as quickly as possible. But I think it will already be up by the time this is up. Yes, because this should be coming out this week, and yeah, okay. Yeah, that sounds right. The timelines are hard. I was going to film after class yesterday, but clearly that did not happen because I'm the one talking to you now. And it was just because I got back at around 10 after catching up with people, and I just fell asleep because I'm an old lady and I like to go to bed early. But anyway, this morning has been fairly uneventful. I woke up with a headache. I get migraines, unfortunately, so that's how my day started, and I also get really tired whenever I have a migraine, so even though I took something for it and I'm not feeling the pain of the migraine anymore, still very tired. And then as I was making breakfast, I used oat milk, and I went to grab more from my pantry, and it's just like in one of those Costco cardboard little crates. It has like 3 cartons in it, and I went to, rip it open, and I did not do it right. Instead of using like the pad of my finger, I kind of was trying to claw at it. Anyway, ended up ripping part of my nail off. So about like halfway through, I ended up ripping it into the nail bed, which was very fun. I have done that before. It's just been a while. But lesson learned. From now on, I will be using a butter knife or something just to pry it open. But anyway, it's wrapped now, so it's fine. I'm just gonna keep cutting off the white part of my nail until it grows out. I didn't want to rip it further, so that's the plan. But anyway, now that that is done, and I've already had lunch. And I've never cooked where as soon as I put the butter in the pan, it burnt. It immediately went brown. And I didn't have my stovetop on very hot. It was barely above low. So I don't know what was going on there. Maybe I let it preheat for too long, but I made it anyway with the burnt butter, and I didn't like what I made. I tried to do a little like aesthetic clip of, finishing it, but then as I was trying to pour in the cheese, like the shredded cheese, it wouldn't come out of the top. And so I had to just take the top off and dump it in. Completely not aesthetic at all, but I suppose realistic. But anyway, because of all of that, I didn't finish editing my video yesterday. So I'm going to do that today. Right now, and my laptop is at 30%. Okay, well, I shall speed edit this, and it will be fine. But yeah, so I hope your day is going better than mine. But I decided that with all of this, that I deserve some comfort. So that is why I'm going to be sitting here editing on the sofa. My printer have a ghost? Oh, is it because I opened my laptop? I thought my printer had a ghost in it for a second there because it just started going until I realized it apparently just hadn't finished a previous thing I wanted it to print. But anyway, not the point. So although it took me twice as long as I thought it would, I did finish editing the sweater video. It took about 2 hours because I'm just nitpicky. There's no good reason, I'm just nitpicky. I did upload it and I just need to do like thumbnails and stuff. But I figured that honestly I cared more about getting the actual content out because it's better for me to film during the day when I'm awake and peppy, and then I can edit when I'm a zombie. It doesn't really take a ton of, brain power. But so I just filmed a short. It's just on like my travel scrapbooking memory keeping junk journaling kit that I just took on a trip. So if you want to see that, you can. And I figured because it's a short that it might be a better option to it might be a better first project on my new editing software. I'm trying out DaVinci Resolve 20.2. So I'm going from Mac to Windows. And I didn't realize that there wasn't quite the equivalent of iMovie where it just comes with the computer. I think you do have to pay for their version of that. And I figured if I'm already doing that, I might as well just look elsewhere. So I'm going to try this out. And hopefully it goes well. I'm not sure how loud that is, but remember I said it will be easy? I spent 45 minutes trying to figure out how to do the Android version of AirDrop from my Galaxy phone to my HP. Did not work. So I will not be editing that today. And I still have a script to memorize, so I'm going to do that. But it's already almost 8 p.m. and I will see you tomorrow. So it's currently Tuesday. I didn't film on Friday because honestly it was mostly driving. Monday came around, it was mostly appointments. And then on the weekend, I was busy helping a friend out with a short film. So this is the first day I have to really make up for the fact that we're missing Friday. And right now what I'm doing is trying to upload a video to YouTube. So I'm trying DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, that's what it's called, DaVinci Resolve. And although it took some getting used to how the software was just organized, now my issue is actually uploading. So I tried uploading it yesterday. It is an MP4, and it just kept not working. It kept coming up with an error message, and so today I decided I was going to try it again after honestly being very annoyed yesterday for about an hour. And I've got a couple of different, I guess, strategies or experiments to see if it works. So the first thing I'm doing is just seeing if maybe yesterday was weird. So I'm trying it again, not doing anything different, And then I have some things I'm going to do differently, so I'm going to try on a different browser. Right now I'm on Chrome. The other thing I was going to do was, so I'm uploading a short, but I accidentally made my short too long, so I'm splitting it into 2 parts. And I'm going to see if the fact that I had only exported about half of the project at a time is the issue. And if that is the case, what I'm going to end up doing is duplicating the project in DaVinci Resolve and then actually just doing it in half so that they show up as 2 different projects and not portions of projects, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense to you, it makes sense to me. And if that also doesn't work, I'm going to transfer it to my Mac to see if it's actually a system error. And if all of that doesn't work, I don't know. I guess I'll look more into depth about what the YouTube requirements are for files, because from what I saw, it looked like it should be okay, but I'm not entirely sure. So right now I'm at halfway. I'm uploading, I'm at 57%, and yesterday the issue was always when it got to processing, not the upload. So we'll see how it goes. I refuse to click off the screen and do anything else like I normally do, so I'm just going to be staring at the same screen for the next 3 minutes, hopefully only 3 minutes, and maybe I'll work on crocheting because this is a little boring.